are saying not so fast. Republican New Hampshire Senator Kelly Ayotte is a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee and joins us now. Senator, I know that you have co-sponsored a resolution that would seek to prevent Iran, or expressing the Senate's desire that Iran not get a nuclear weapon. Militarily, are we in a position to be able to prevent it?
Well, I don't think that we can afford to have Iran get in a position to have the capability of having a nuclear weapon. We know that they're the largest state sponsor of terrorism. The other day, Chairman Dempsey said before our committee, the Armed Services Committee, that essentially Iran could also provide a nuclear weapon to a terrorist group, even if they didn't use the weapon itself. So I don't believe we can contain a nuclear-armed Iran. And we do have the capabilities of taking out even their underground sites. And that's really important that we're ready to do that and that we have that option on the table. Also, obviously, we'd like to see this resolved through sanctions, and tougher sanctions have been supported on a bipartisan basis in Congress to make sure that they don't obtain a nuclear weapon or the capability of putting one together.
But the language that you hear from the Iranians is that their facilities are impregnable, that they are so deeply buried into the side of a mountain that no airstrike would be successul. You don't, well, based on your conversation with General Dempsey, you don't believe that?
Well, that's what they'd like to believe, but certainly I don't believe that. And we have the best military in the world. We have bunker bomb capabilities, and the Iranians should know that we're not going to allow them to have a nuclear weapon. And that military option should be on the table. And if we have to take that step, I'm confident that our military has the capability of executing that step. Now, of course, all of us would like to see sanctions stop them from obtaining a nuclear weapon or the capability of producing one. But again, that military option is there. And we think about this regime. Tomorrow are the elections in Iran. I've also supported a resolution calling on free and fair elections tomorrow for the Iranian people, because this regime is not only endangering the world, they're endangering their own people.
Another of your fellow Republican senators, Senator Lindsey Graham, spoke about that. I want to play that and then talk to you a little bit more about it on the other side. Listen in.
If we could ever create a free and fair election in Syria and Iran, the dictators and the Ayatollah thugs and Ahmadinejad, who's the ultimate thug, would lose. So just keep the pressure up.
There is the suggestion there that maybe ballots and not bullets are the way to go.
Well, absolutely. Senator Graham is right. What happened in 2009, they had elections, they were a sham, and then the Green Movement happened. The Iranian people took to the streets and called for free and fair elections and democracy, and at that time we should have stood with them then. Our resolution says we are standing with them now, and if we can get rid of this regime and let the people vote, no question they will vote to make sure that they can have a regime where they're not repressed, harmed, and also this regime continues to harm its own people by seeking to obtain a nuclear weapon or the capability of producing one.
A quick question about your fellow Northeast Republican Senator Olympia Snowe. She stunned, really, Capitol Hill by announcing she's not going to run for re-election. How confident are you that another Republican can take that seat?
Well, it was really disappointing to hear about Olympia not running again. And certainly we'll field a candidate in Maine. It's important. And if you look at what happened in Maine, the last set of elections in 2010, they have Republicans are in charge of the legislature and they have a Republican governor. So I think it's a state that's at play for Republicans. But it was disappointing to hear that Olympia was going to resign and not seek another term.
Senator Kelly Ayotte, Republican of New Hampshire. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.